Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, Hanover man killed in bizarre motor vehicle crash. A 25-year-old Hanover man was killed in a bizarre motor vehicle accident Friday night. According to the Hanover police, Tug Mark Cunningham of Sandy Bay in the parish was standing at the back of a black 2016 Land Rover SUV that was parked along the Sandy Bay Main Road about 11:45 p.m. when he was hit by a white 2016 Audi Q5 motor car which ran into the back of his vehicle. Cunningham was pinned between both vehicles and sustained multiple injuries. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The Hanover police are probing the incident. Teen charged for bartender's murder in Manchester. Police are reporting that a teenager has been charged with the May 1 murder of a bartender in New Green, Manchester. Charged is Giovanni Muir, 19, a resident of Kendall district in the parish. Police said about 4:30 a.m. on Wednesday, an operation was carried out in Kendall in search of Muir. He was apprehended and later charged. On May 1, Karine Airy, a bartender, was shot dead at a bar in New Green Square. Police said two armed men entered the bar. One of the armed attackers shot Airy in the face, then stole money and opened fire on another bartender while fleeing the scene. Muir's court date is being arranged. 45-year-old charged with rape, having sexual intercourse with a minor in St. Catherine. A 45-year-old barber of Old Harbour, St. Catherine, has been charged with rape and having sexual intercourse with a person under the age of 16. This follows allegations relating to several incidents between January 2022 and October 2023. According to a news release, the charges are the culmination of an investigation that was launched by the Duhaney Park Police when they received a report that the barber assaulted a teenage girl. He surrendered to the police during the course of the investigation and was interviewed in the presence of his attorney on August 16. He was subsequently charged and his court date is being finalized. Ammo found in knapsack during operation in Spanish Town. The Spanish Town police say they seized 13 5.56 mm rounds of ammunition during an operation on St. John's Road, Spanish Town in St. Catherine on Saturday, August 17. Reports are that about 12:10 a.m., lawmen were in the area when a premises was searched. During the search, the ammunition was found hidden in a knapsack at the back of the premises. No one was arrested in connection with the seizure. The investigation is ongoing. Clarendon vendor shot and killed in her community. 31-year-old vendor Faye Clegorn, otherwise called Shema, of Boxer Common, Clarendon, was shot and killed by unknown assailants in her community on Friday. The Mapen police say about 9:15 p.m., residents heard an explosion and alerted the police. On their arrival, Clegorn was seen lying on a roadway in her community with gunshot wounds to her upper body. She was assisted to hospital where she was pronounced dead. Luck and quick action by residents and medics prevented more deaths in Cherry Tree Lane assault, residents say. There were many acts of heroism as the Cherry Tree Lane massacre unfolded in Four Pass, Clarendon last Sunday. From residents who opened their doors to those scampering for cover to others who without hesitation bloodied their vehicles to transport the wounded to hospital where another set of heroes took a charge, the community came together in remarkable ways. Perhaps the most valiant of them, however, is Jake, a young man who risked his safety to save an injured 1-year-old as the chaos unfolded. Like most, however, Jake would rather remain unsung, fearful his story and efforts could result in the attacker's return. 4 days on, the residents face a lingering, more ominous fear when the news visited the community last Thursday. This fear was vastly different from the immediate terror on Sunday night when gunshots, blood and the sight of dead and injured laying about had created a scene of chaos and panic. With the motive for the attack still moot and the brutality of the assailants still vivid, Cherry Tree Lane remained tense even with the area teaming with the security forces. For the residents, those who dare to try carry on their lives, it has been a nightmarish wait until 6 o'clock curfew each evening. After that, they retreat into their homes, alone and still perplexed at the tragedy. 18 persons were shot, 8 of them dead, including a 7-year-old boy, in the 2-location onslaught, marking an unprecedented evil for a country that has seen a slew of multiple killings and shootings in recent history, with Clarendon among the parishes most noted for them. Jake, who handles blood in the course of his work, is happy he is still breathing and responded indifferently as his peers called him a hero last week. He didn't see himself as a hero, just a man high on adrenaline and fear. "I've seen a lot of blood in my work, but them kind of blood there is not for people to see," he said last Thursday, recalling the death and the destruction before him as he emerged from a hiding spot behind the gambling boxes in the ill-fated car wash and the bar, the scene of the initial and more devastating attack. He readied himself, chain-smoking 2 cigarettes, as he continued, recalling how from his hiding spot he coaxed the screaming baby into his arms, cuffed his mouth tightly, and sat in fear as the gunmen ran rampant meters away outside the establishment. "From me hear the 2 first explosions, and me look round. Brother is just a shooter that just a move to everybody. Everybody we run, him just a move to," continued Jake. "One woman was in front of me, and she run off. Me make fi move with her, but me not tell a man say me no panic. But even with the panic, me still a think, and me say, no, if me move, me dead." He said it was as if the space behind the gambling box was made just for him, as he fit perfectly out of the gunman's line of sight. That's when the screaming toddler entered the shop. The baby went towards the back door, and I said, "Psst," and him look round, and me say, "Come," and him come, continued Jake. And me hold him and say, "Stop the noise." It took several minutes before the shooting subsided, and when Jake emerged from his hiding spot, all he saw was just a pure dead body. Following the chaos, Jake said he could not find the child's parents, so he handed the young boy to another man. It was long after that he realized the section of his shirt where he had held the youngster was soaked in blood and that it was not his. Dr. Bradley Edwards, senior medical officer at the Meepen Hospital in Clarendon, reported on Thursday that the infant was among all but 2 injured victims who remained at hospital. The others have been sent home. One of the remaining 2 is admitted in recovery, and the other awaiting an expensive piece of equipment for surgery on a broken thigh bone. Fortunately, no major surgeries had to be done on any of these patients who were released, so there was no cutting of any of them. Most of the injuries were significant enough injuries for us to observe, but nothing for us to operate on, said Edwards thankfully. They were mainly flesh wounds. The bullets went right through an entry and exit wound. There is no vascular damage or damage to the blood vessels. It is as if they got a knife cut and it didn't damage anything. But it just happens to be bullets that were involved, he said, explaining the gravity of the heavily bandaged arm and leg of 2 of the released victims seen in the community last week. On Thursday, abandoned slippers, overturned bookmarkers, and the fly-infested bloodstains still marked the spots where the dead and injured laid after the festivities at the birthday bingo party abruptly ended. Residents pointed to the spots and called the victims by name. Others displayed bloodied car seats. At least 3 of the dead were from one household, and Debbie and Francis, 48, who lost her daughter Cavell Daly, husband Lawrence Francis, 50, and the deaf cousin Courtney Messom, has been in shambles ever since the incident. "Them take my baby from me, them take my husband from me, them take my cousin from me, but it's only God knows. My husband dead in my hand," cried a despondent Francis, looking on as the police sleuths revisited the scene and the members of the victims' support unit in the Ministry of Justice tried their best with bereaved and traumatized relatives and friends. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.